I hope you're good. It's Becky again. It's a Thursday, so it's time for another upload. Today's video is about problem solving. The theory behind this is it solves all problems, tiny ones, massive ones, as far as possible. There are some things we can't do anything about, but where we can, we will try. So, works on a series of steps. The first thing you will need is a pen and paper, maybe a whiteboard, anything to write on where you can just kind of be creative. You've got lots of space. Line paper always works for me. So, step one, write down the problem, but be really, really specific, okay? So, you might be feeling, oh, I've got a friend and she hasn't spoken to me for ages. I've upset her, what do I do? And you might be thinking all sorts of things. Pin it right down to what the actual problem is. The problem is you are concerned, my friend doesn't like me. That's the problem. Okay, so pin down the problem, step one, and write it at the top. Just write a little title, what the problem is. Step two, list all of the possible solutions to this problem without thinking about it. That part is crucial. No analysis, just jot down anything that comes into your head, however insane it is. It might be go and impress your friend with a herd of elephants. It doesn't matter. Anything that comes into your head, jot it down, just scribble it down. None of this has to be neat. You do have to be able to read it, but that's fine. So jot down all possible solutions you can think of without any analysis. Okay, step three. This is where the thinking starts. Cross out any possibilities that are impossible. If they are absolutely not going to work, just cross them out, okay? So the ones that are impossible, the ones that are really, really difficult, the ones where you think there's no way that would work. If it really is impossible, cross it out. So you should be left with less possibilities. Step four, out of what you have left, look at how suitable those options are and just continue to cross out. So you are thinking this time, you're analysing, you're thinking, is that possible? Could I actually make that work? If it's a yes, maybe put a little tick by it. If you're thinking no, or there's clearly an option that's better than the other one, cross one out until you're left with maybe one or two options. Okay, it might be more than one option is the answer. It doesn't have to just be the one. So, step five. When you have decided what your final option is, or you've decided that you could do two of them, or maybe even three of them, depends what you've written down, depends what the problem is. Think about how you are going to achieve it. At this point, you need to be making another step-by-step guide for yourself on how you are going to achieve that step. I will give you an example in a moment so we can go through it and this will all make more sense. But there's no use just saying, oh, okay, well, maybe that's the solution and it's a really big thing. Break it down. How are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? Okay, let's go through an example and that should help. So we'll stick with the example we said. We'll go with my friend doesn't like me. Now, I don't know about you, but this is something that is in my head often when people don't reply, when they haven't asked how I am. I recently had a baby and the amount of people that stop speaking to me or have never asked after her, it worries me lots. But, you know, sometimes it's up to them. But I have taken steps to try and solve the problem so that I am not the one carrying it around as far as possible. So let's go with that one. So step one, I'll get my piece of paper. Here is my notebook. I'm going to write down what the problem is. My friend doesn't like me. Oh, it looks horrible written down. Okay, you can't see it's backwards, but that's at the top of my page. Step two, all the possible solutions without thinking of how to solve this problem. Okay, right, what comes into my mind? Ask her, ignore it, ask someone else what they think, any other possible solutions. I could ask her to go somewhere, kind of judge the response from that. I could buy her a present. I could can't think of anything else. Those are all the possibilities I can think of. So I've just jotted those down just underneath without any thinking about it. So the next step, let's have an actual think. Okay, ask her. I mean, that's possible. I could just outright say, have I done something to upset you? What's going on? Haven't heard from you for ages. Could do that. Ignore it. I don't think I can do that because it's bugging me, so I'm going to cross that one out. Ask someone else what they think. I can't think of anybody else I'd be able to ask. I don't think that would help me. I'm crossing that out. Ask her to go somewhere. Maybe I could try that. That could work. Buy her a present. Just don't really see why I should. You know, I'm not sure, that just doesn't feel right, so I'll cross that out. Okay, at this point I have 2 options left on my page. So none of them were really impossible, but some were clearly better than others. So I've crossed out those. I've got 2 left, which are just ask her directly or ask her to go somewhere. Okay, what looks the best option? I think I could perhaps just ask her to go somewhere, and then from that response, either we'll be okay and we can go somewhere and it's fine, or I could go to my other option, which is to ask her directly, and from there I might say, okay, well, you know, you didn't want to meet me, or we went out and it was weird, what's going on? And I could then ask from that point. So I think that's what I would do. So I'd write down solution, ask her to go somewhere, and if that fails in some way, ask directly what's wrong. So that would be what I would try and do. So it's all got very scribbly, still writing it all down. It's only for me, so it's fine. Okay, but I need to actually have step-by-step plan for how to do that. So where should I ask her to go? I'm going to ask her to go to our regular pub, because that's what we usually do and that would be normal. And I'm going to ask her to go next Friday at 8, because I know I'm free then. And we'll see how that goes. So within reason, she might say, oh, I'm busy that night, can you do another night? That's okay, people are busy. But if it's like a no however many times, you kind of get the idea that something's wrong. So from that point, I would ask. So I've got my solution. I'm going to give that a go. Might not be the answer I want, but at least I'll know. I'd always rather know. I don't know if you're the same. And thinking about it logically, you kind of have to say to yourself, have I got any evidence for thinking that she doesn't like me? Could it just be that she's busy, she's got things going on, you know, she's forgotten to reply? Could easily be those things. So you've kind of got to think, would your worry stand up in court? You know, have you got evidence for it? I haven't really got evidence for it, I've got a feeling. It's enough to make me want to solve the problem, but realistically, it might just be okay. So always keep that in the back of your mind. Okay guys, I hope that's helpful. Please let me know if you try it. If you find a problem it doesn't work on, let me know, because I'd be really interested. I've always applied it to big and small problems, mostly kind of job related stuff, I would say. But yeah, please share how you get on, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.